And welcome everyone to the Inky's Yap Zone yet again. Today it is me, Kirikin, and Otta. Well, first of all, Kirikin, Otta, how you two doing?
I'm eating food. Smile.
Oh yeah, Otta.
I'm also doing good, I think. Smile. I have my bottle of water at least. Not food, but you know, water is good too.
Bottle of water. What an absolute Giga Chad. Not going for any of the unhealthy stuff. Healthiest as you can be. I had to hold myself back. Yeah. Okay. Yap Zone. A lot of things have happened. I feel like we can start with like the shortest aspect of it because obviously NASL and NASA playoffs have happened. Finals have taken place. We do have our champions. Really quick insert before that. For everyone that does know, we have our OSAS equivalent in EU, the Clarion Corp Trials. The last selection has happened last Friday, and we now have our 4 teams that have qualified for the final selection. Kirikin, who are those teams again?
Wow. I mean, putting me on the spot is crazy, bro. What the heck?
Yeah, every day.
So we have like Kebab Strikers. We have SMG, the team, not the player. We have Skibidi Sigmas, my goats, and Les Cosplayers and Madame. I don't even know how to pronounce that. I stink at pronouncing things. Also, I just realized when looking at the selection 2, I see NA players, man. These people.
There's NA infiltrators?
Yeah,
Oh my days.
It's completely NA.
Yeah, for both selections actually, there was a team, Little Hamsters from across the pond. There's just full NA team. In the second selection, they even got into the elimination stage. By the way, they got into bracket.
Dubs.
Wait, I see a jar the jar here.
Jar
That's
jar
crazy.
by go.
Jar the jar. Okay.
Shout out specifically to Meowsy. I think only player with 100% win rate in trials from NA. I think they subbed in for one game, have won the game, and then did not play another one. So, hey, that's how you get the win rates up. But yeah, yeah. Yeah, but we do have those 4 teams for finals. Finals will be happening this Saturday and will be live streamed as well. It's going to be a full BO3 double elimination bracket, so something to look forward to this weekend. As ESL is currently on a break, we have room for tournaments like these, and depending on how well the finals goes and how much interest we can gather from this onwards as well, we might even continue with the trials as a more regular events to enable some of the players that don't really get to play in USL or higher elo tournaments like that. So happy to see that we got that underway and that there were teams to actually host the event. So yeah. But I
I hope you know I did none of the work.
Nah, you were always there for mental support, surely.
Bro, I was in class. I was just watching the bracket in class.
You can't eat and talk at the same time. Have you not?
Did your parents not teach you that that's not polite, you know? So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm just happy we got it underway and we got our first season. But that was a quick insert. Yeah.
As someone who has nothing to do with the Clarion thingy, and I'm not paying attention at all, I think it's really cool. I love clicking in on this and seeing like 1 or 2 names I recognize. Like that makes me so happy because I'm so used to knowing every single name of every player. Like you basically know everyone, at least in like the high elo, but it's cool to see that like there's a bunch of other players out there who loves to play the game as well. That's really cool.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like it's also nice because there wasn't like an insane amount of teams that have signed up, but it was enough to make the event still be reasonable, right? And have the format be supported the Swiss stage into the bracket stage, as to where it always still would made sense to play in a way. And there's also a few people that, again, like you said, like either I've never seen before, or even some that have returned. Like when doing the seeding for the second selection. There are 2 people that sign up with one team that have not played since season 1, I believe. So a long due comeback from them. Are they gonna stick around? I don't know. Would be cool, but nice to see people return that way as well. But yeah. Also, the quick little insert to trials. So again, do everyone keep their eyes open this Saturday? We will have that finals to see who will win this season 0. But we have more pressing matters, I feel like, and more pressing matters being the NASL and NASA champions that have happened. I feel like we should probably start with the bigger of the two, right? NASL finals has happened this weekend. And I'll just give over the word to the NA player here, Kirikin. What are your general thoughts of it?
I mean, Bozo Bunch, my goats. What can I say? They made a crazy run. I mean, I was in Troy during that time. I was in like upstate New York, like having to watch it. And quite literally, I think I jinxed it sorta, cause like I think in staff chatting at one point, I quite literally posted that Troy is snowing for Bozo Bunch. They better win, and they got eliminated really quickly. So that sucks.
Yeah. They got eliminated where? Or what do you mean?
They got Bozo Bunch got eliminated in Grands.
Yeah, in Grands, yeah. Okay, I wasn't certain if I understood you correctly there. Okay, yeah. But still, making top 2 is already massive, by the way. Like, taking down Demon's Draw in a 2-0, and Game 1 was a bit more close on the AtLab, but the 309 market seemed pretty strong, right? That classic Ret Octavia, just hard to deal with.
Yeah. Speaking of Bozo Bunch, so I was on here 2 weeks ago, before playoffs, and I got asked like, "Yo, what's your prediction?" As someone who doesn't watch North American at all, I kind of just did it on vibes and name recognition, and for Bozo Bunch, I was just, I don't know, this team name gives me bad vibes. I'll put you don't win a single set, like a single series, and I just put them out immediately. I was not familiar with your game. I'm sorry. I've newfound respect for the Bozos.
I mean, quite literally, they were 16. No one really expected them to come out of the boys game, but they did. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was cool to see for sure.
I mean, it's not only that, right? Because they were actually the team that have eliminated both the previous champions of NASL. They're the ones that kicked out boys in loser semi, and then the ones that took out demons in loser final, and gave those definitive losses to them. So, again, insane run. But in the end, Showtime was kind of just goated with it. I don't know what else to say with it. Like, the series are always close. If I'm looking at just the sets here, like, in Grands, both games went to 3-2. Like, both games went to set 5, but in the end, it was a 2-0 score in favor of Showtime.
Yeah. I mean, after that, like, I was in VC a while ago with some people that I'm not gonna disclose who because they'll get probably touched for some reason. But besides that, I was quite literally in VC with some people, and they said that Gumi didn't play good like last game, like game 3, I think. It was game 3, yeah. Game 3 onwards, they didn't think Gumi was playing as well as they thought they did. So I can't really say much.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, it's hard to really put the finger on Demon's Draw's performance there. Like, I think they played well overall, but it maybe it just didn't click, or Bozo just had too big of a winning formula against them in losers. If I'm looking at winner finals, that series was absolute cinema, though. Like, that game 1-2-0 Showtime lead into reverse sweep from Demon's Draw. I feel like there we can also kind of talk about the picks, because, man, that now X have scaled a little bit in favor of Demon's Draw. I think towards the end, Showtime had such a difficult time dealing with them and just playing into them, because that Zentaro-Amy combination wasn't really as KO dominant as that was at the start of the game, no?
It wasn't pretty. Like, I mean, after watching the Gumi like face off versus Joker, I mean, Joker might have like destroyed him on the reroll. It was like good close interaction, but I think that in general, just the 1v1 wins from Joker was just insane.
I feel like the entire Showtime.
There was a lot of strong individual play, but like I would make a note on like the kind of play we're seeing in NA. I talked a bit about it before we went live here, but I would, if I were to like put the NA metagame into one word, it would be attrition. And you really saw that in that game, especially where you have the Now and the Atlas on the same team. You can just outlast the opposition on stagger way more. So once you have a bit of damage scaling through the X, and like Now also just deals damage, you can like win the damage war despite having like, in theory, the weaker damage comp. Like you have Centauro Aimi with, what was it, heavy impact super surge start, which like that's very scary to go up against. But of course they had the Asher in goal, which is, so you're not full committing to the damage comp. But you're going pretty hard in for it. But it just shows like why the Now and the Atlas are so important over there. They just give you the tools to just outlast the opponent's damage, and then you deal damage back. Like after, well, starting third set, it was, you kind of got the reverse situation where Showtime was just permanently staggered and could not win the damage war at all anymore.
Yeah, most definitely. I feel like you definitely saw that as well. That's kind of like highlighted a little bit of the weak spot of the Centauro, right? Because you do not really have a lot of HP on that character. So once the enemy team has gotten the scale and can get the damage back into you, it's actually going to be rather difficult for you to stay alive, even if you do have a free evade on that ultimate, right? It's gonna get difficult.
Yeah, it's a long cooldown to like use for dodging one ability.
Yeah, 100%. And most of the time you want to use that ultimate anyways in a way to maybe mix up a goalie play, or, you know, in really dire situations, even defensively. Which you would hope you don't have to that often, but it can happen, right?
Yeah. I feel like also we saw like, I mean, Barcode is the GOAT, obviously. I mean, champion and all. But I feel like in that Taiko game, we saw a bit of the weakness of the Asher goalie as a pick as well. Where it's like, you just can't do much to help your team on offense. Like, even when Showtime managed to get a man advantage, get into a power play, like, Barco couldn't really help that much on the offense, which I feel like it really showed in that series, or in that game in specific, where like you can't really capitalize as well. Despite it being obviously a very strong pick for holding it down yourself.
Yeah, I mean, it's mainly just a full hold it down pick, right? So like I said, you can't really do much. I feel like Showtime has found a nice balance with that, though, because when Barcode, obviously he loves themselves those defensive goalie picks that will just naturally have a little bit of problems getting involved. Obviously the Mako has the easiest time, Atlas can do it as well, and Asher has a more rough time with it, but I feel like it evens out pretty nicely, because Shionzu's preferred character pool, from at least what we've seen in playoffs, was those movement speed heavy characters, right? Those characters that can zoom around the entire map and just be ever present, be that with just base movement speed like a Kai or an Ao, or with proper ability usage like the Rune and the Amy, which he has played. So I feel like that kind of evens it out, right? Because even though Barco can't help a lot on the offensive end, if you have a midfielder that has many mobility utilities in that way, it ends up being kind of fine again in the end.
Yeah. Also, to break the fourth wall, we're getting some audience interaction here. Shape-shifting says, I get involved on Atlas, can't relate. And I would say, like, Atlas has the advantage over Asher in that Atlas, like, doesn't get punished by walking too far away from the barrier in the same way that Asher does. Like, I feel Asher, especially when you're running the Pulverins over the strike shot, if you miss position slightly, you just lose the barrier, and then especially when you have the strike shot. If you have an open goal, it's very hard to defend. Then you kind of don't bring much value anymore with the character. So it's really, really rough to contribute a lot.
I mean,
the Atlas is definitely better for that. Also, the Atlas has the advantage of not having like the all my friends are dead situation
I mean, it's
that
not even
defense goalies can end up in.
it's not even just that, I feel like, because Atlas as a baseline just has more range. Like, the primary has range to it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So, obviously, you have more leniency in the way where you position. And to add on to the fact of, like, Barcode not being able to do a lot on the front end on the Asher, I don't know if you played Pauldrons every single time, or when he picked Asher, or if it was a one-off. I'm not quite confident.
In the
on that.
winners, like I feel like a majority of the games I've seen from Barcode, which is not a lot of games, to be fair, it's been that Pauldrons, and I think it makes sense if you're looking at it from the attrition perspective, or like I initially when I see that Pauldrons, I'm like, okay, a size on Asher is decent, like it makes the character easier to execute in the defense. I don't think it's not like a Kazan where it's like make or break for the character, but it makes it a lot easier to pilot. But the extra power to deal some damage back, and also the damage reduction you get to stay alive longer, I think that's probably what is valued more on that gear.
Yeah.
So I think that would probably be the reasoning if I were to guess. I could probably just ask Barcode about it, but
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, it definitely makes sense in that way, but again, it's that extra factor of like he can't get himself involved, because if you go something like a strike shot, maybe you have that one shot you can shoot out every once in a while to get an attack or kill an attack from the enemy side or keep core enemy half. You just don't have that, which again just means you are so less lenient, or can be so less lenient in your positioning, because you have nothing of range. Literally the furthest reach that you have is either just using your ultimate straight up, or a dash primary, which isn't really that much as well. So yeah. But I mean, he piloted excellently, right? Like there's truth behind that pick, and there's truth behind the philosophy there, because it worked. It won them NASL in the end, right? And I feel like Showtime overall just had such a strong performance. I do wonder how the bracket would have ended up if Showtime did not win that game 3 against Demons, because the Clarion game also went to set 5. I don't remember the score on it though. Let me check.
It was pretty close, I think, yeah. I didn't get to watch the entirety of it because I fell asleep before the finals started, unfortunately. So I've just skimmed through the games.
Weak mindset. Doesn't stay up until 3 a.m. for NASL finals.
Okay, but it's the classic us two like plays like top 8 or something in tournament. I'm like, okay, I got top 8, time to go bed, you know?
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
Okay, I have it open right now. Last set was a 3-1 for Showtime, so yeah. It was getting like pretty close towards the end there. So I do wonder how the bracket would have evolved if Demon's Raw would have won that winners final, if maybe there was just straight up like a momentum shift. Because Demon's Raw had a few unfortunate moments as well. That Gumi own goal, I don't think I'm gonna forget for like the next week or two. With the strike miss.
See, that's the thing. I didn't watch that, so I don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh, I can send you that link. You're gonna. It's incredibly unfortunate, and I don't know. The thing is, I don't know the NA players on that level, on a way of like, I don't know how that would affect Gumi. I know in EU we'd have a few goalies that were completely mental boom if they pull something like that, though.
Like seeing Gumi's general like behavior and body language in game, because I've basically never talked to Gumi or not heard Gumi talk a whole lot at all. I would assume that he's like me, and that it's like, oh, haha, funny own goal, you know, more than more than like having a breakdown over it. But like it could be like, since it's such an important match, that it still like gets to you. But I would think Gumi would probably be one of the goalies that would be more like, whatever, it's
second
fine.
barrier
Like,
being
we get him
found
next.
now. Yeah, I sent it in Pro Chat. You can check the clip there. It was game 3. Showtime was 2-1 up in sets. So
This
so-
just look. I mean, this just looks like me. You know, I would do this. I think.
That's crazy.
I would do the exact same thing, Gumi. That goes hard.
I mean, the idea was great. It's just a little bit overstepped. I don't even know. Did he have a Hmong at that point? I don't know if the mock was just feeling small to me because everyone else was bigger.
I think he went among Titans in
Yeah,
that
so
game,
it's an Among diff. Guys, never pick Among on goalies. Literally, you have to prove right there.
It makes sense with Gumi because Gumi's just like, okay, now
I
I'm
know.
forward.
Yeah.
Go goalie. I don't want to play this role anymore. So you kind of need the speed to get up there.
Yeah. Kirkin, did he have any favorite player for the NASL like finale day? Anyone that you just were hyped? Just flat out.
I was already hyped that Bozo made it into finale D2. I was like, yeah, this is what I need to see. I didn't really have a like desired outcome. I didn't really, well, I shouldn't say I didn't really care who won, because if from Broad does win, then it would be a repeat champion that would kind of be cringe smile. So I was kind of rooting for Showtime to completely win. I mean, Showtime last season, it was like crazy. It was like crazy to watch them play in season 4. In particular, like grand finale, it was like really nice to watch them play. So in the end, like if they won, then that'd be nice that they have a complete growing up and showing.
Yeah. Alta?
Yeah, I will say I think it's like, even though my prediction was the run back grands, the El Clasico, you know, it was cool to see like 2 non-champion teams in the grands. Like that's always cool to see, like some new faces finally be at the top. Even though like from my understanding, a lot of these players have been really good over a long time, right? To finally have them there in the finals without the demons or the boys, that's very cool. I like that.
And it's also redefined the curse of first seed, by the way. Because prior to the season, first seed in playoffs never actually ended up winning the title. And that's been redefined now.
Yeah.
Now it's only if Demons Raw or Sad Boys get first seed.
Yeah.
They
Then
cannot
it's doomed
win
for
it.
them.
Yeah. So
Smile.
oh yeah, honestly, I don't know. It was a great day of tournament, great games overall, and it just gets me again excited for the next season as well. I think it's a bit out. Checking on Wikipedia, it starts in May, so yeah, we'll have a little bit of a downtime. The qualification process seems to be starting a lot earlier though. Open qualifiers end of March already, so like 1.5 months away.
Yeah, I will definitely say I will probably be watching more of NASL and NASA as well than I've done previously. I've like basically only watched like some of the grand finals and like a game here and there when I'm like eating dinner. But like it's been so fun to like see these other players that I'm not like personally familiar with, and see how they play the game, and like try and figure out how they're thinking about it just from watching them play. Like it's a lot of fun, so I might tune in a bit more.
Oh, I mean, Launchpad has been extended to 3 launchpads now, which is starting at the 29th of March. So there are 3 launchpads to play in now. That'll be more fun, you know.
More games.
Yeah, I mean, another thing to note is that Bozo Bunch are going through. Well, I think it's already been declared. Everyone's said their goodbyes to Gret. Kind of sad, but it's okay. I think. I mean, who do you think is gonna replace Bozo Bunch as like midfielder? What do you think?
Ooh, it's a tough one, mainly because I'm not that familiar with the free agent pool over NA, right? Like I I can look at a lot of the teams.
You're asking the wrong people.
Yeah, like I can look at a lot of the
That
teams.
is true.
Like you can look at a lot of the teams, I could be like, oh, this would be fun, right? But realistically, I am not familiar enough with like how tightly knit these teams are. I don't even know how much. As far as I'm aware, there's always been like, I don't know, like 6 or 7 teams that have held a pretty consistent roster, and then there's like the remaining 3 team in NASL were usually teams that just got together anew and just gave it a run this time, right?
I mean, freaking shapeshifting lore drop. What the heck? Breads and droppers. No, my gods. What the heck? So where's drop winning good then? Actually, if Bozo's separating because Gret's not coming back, then who's playing? I mean, I don't think it's gonna be another Bozo bunch, but who's gonna be playing for drop, or who's gonna be playing for obscure, like that type of stuff? Because I know already, like so far. Well, okay, now I know drop's thing and no Brett to stay, but I don't know who's gonna be playing with who though. Like, it feels so undefined right now. It's like kind of weird and sad.
Yeah.
Speaking of Breads though, I have like a little like mini game, like a game show ready for this. All right. Is it honest or is it gimmick?
Come on.
Rasmus Goalie.
Rasmus Goalie. Oh my god, it is not. Yo, it's real. It's real. Like, hello?
Loki, it's so honest. It's like one of those, like, it sounds, you don't have to believe me on this, but it's like a pick that unironically I would love to play more because it just looks fun to play, and I can't really find a fault with it outside of just skill issue, you know? Like, on a baseline, you have a pendulum swing that can answer an attack the same way a glitch pop can on Amy. You have a hook to disrupt the enemy and also just manipulate core, cover angles that you can't otherwise. You essentially, if you get good at it, have a pretty solid strike war win confirm as well on the secondary. Like, it's... I can't find a fault with it, in a way. But it's just a skill issue for me right now.
I would say, like, it's honestly, like, it's a pretty honest character, but it's kind of unique. I feel like if I try to, like, think how it plays, because I don't have enough experience and haven't watched enough, it's like kind of unique in that it's more of like a mid-range defense with the pendulum swing, at least. So in that sense, like, could you say it's like a gimmick because it's kind of the only thing that does that? I feel like overall it's kind of honest. Like, you know what Erasmus does, you know?
Yeah, I mean, and I feel like
it's not anything like wacky, like having a bigger strike or something.
Cue all the Asher players who says, "Oh my god, 0.6% cooldown reduction on my strike. Wow, so broken."
I mean, Quick Strike is a bit silly on an ability, personally. But,
it is. It very much is.
But,
I mean, you make up for the fact on Asher that the ability itself is dog shit. So you know.
Like, I mean, it hits core once and also hits player once. That's like kind of cringe.
It's so awkward to use. I feel like 90% of the time, if you try and use that ability like how you would think you would need to use it, it just like lets you down and the core goes past you.
I think like 80 to 90% of my game, my secondary is just not being used because not because I don't need it to like move anywhere, and quite often if I'm on Asher, I don't really want to start defending with the secondary. I usually pop the primary first, and most of the time that clears it already. So I don't really need the quick strikes then either most of the times.
Like, it's maybe like a slight reposition because it's like a bit faster than walking.
Yeah.
And like low key, whatever. I often just dash into like the wall so I can proc the quick strikes and then just strike. That feels more consistent.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Asher 1 tricks hate this simple trick. Proceeds to core flip and then shoots it right through Asher alt. GG's. GG's.
Oh, also, I really love, by the way, that Brett's just stuck to his character pool. Like, I don't know, I looked at a majority of playoffs, and it was just always like... It almost always was like Atlas, Mako, Asher, maybe like the odd Kai or the odd eject pick. But then you just have the Reds in there, being chilling, Rasmus Finney, and just winning with it as well. We do love to see it.
Hold on, I want to see if I can remember the exclamation mark Reds thing. Crap.
There's no way you know it by heart. I hope, like, actually, I
okay,
kind of
okay,
hope you do,
okay,
but I
okay,
also hope you don't. Does that make sense?
Okay, it exists. So I'm gonna try if I can remember it. Shit. What was it? No, it wasn't. It wasn't. No, that's Strange's D score. Wait a minute, I might be trolling. It's kind of cringe. No, that's Drop Little Do score. Actually, I lie.
You guys have. We need to step up our copy pasta game, by the way.
I mean, we have the one copy pasta. It's just only village.
We have the only, but you haven't seen that one in ages as well. I feel like.
Yeah,
meanwhile, I'm watching like a
Oni is
bestie
not played that
broadcast,
much
and there's
anymore.
like Droplet do score. There's the Gret one. There's the Breads one. There's like, it feels like endless amount of copy pastas. We need to
you
start
have to
holding
keep
a wiki
you
for
have
that or
to
something.
keep in mind that NA has 5 seasons of history. We have like barely, like, we have more than 2, but it's essentially just 2. Like, we don't have the history to pull from in the same way. So maybe in a bit we might have more. Also, we have the issue that EU chat is just dead. Nobody speaks. Everyone's just watching the game and then not typing in chat, so you never get copy pasta going. You have like P-Flare in here, the goat, but
real.
like I mean, that's just like NA import once again, you know.
Man,
I
can't. It's so cooked.
I have the Breads pasta if you need it.
Yo, wait, hold on. I look at when I try to remember it, bro. Like it's kind of funny that I wanna like bring it up and say, oh well, this is the Bread's lore. Shoot, no, I wanna like actually think about it. Wait.
Well, I'll keep it open in a tab as you're trying to remember it, I guess.
I mean, okay. The thing is, I remember the Shianzu one. The Shianzu one was hilarious. It goes something like, if we can clone Shianzu, proving once again that if we can clone 3 of Shianzu, they'd be able to win now. So I'm like, damn. Like that was a really funny one. Hold on.
I mean, that sounds correct. I would probably agree from the play I've seen. That makes sense to me.
That being I don't know if Shianzu happens to hear this. We have a few people in the EU that have an unhealthy obsession with you.
Yeah, stay away from them.
Did we see during playoffs when Showtime was playing and Shianzu was on and now on a Kai just controlling the game? Worrying to some degree, but. Like,
oh my days! Look at that strike! Look how he struck that core! Oh, what?
And like they're right.
There. That's such a good death to get.
Like they're right. You played it like Shianzu played insane. Absolutely a beast. But when we're having like 3 compliments per second, it's starting to get a bit worrying.
That goes so hard.
At least the vibes are up in that VC though. That's for sure.
Oh wait, hold on. Wait. Okay, hold on. It's wait, I have to think now. Crap. Wait, the Brett's copy pasta is about Rasmus. So wait, no, I remember. It's something like, whoa, it's like something, yo, why does Brett's guy obsessed with picking Rasmus Goalie every game, 2 games into scrims and he's logged it twice? Nice, man. This season is the one that if you play Rasmus Goalie, he'll get you a NASL W.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh no. Oh no.
I mean, hey, it did get him the W in the end, so you know, what can he do?
Yeah.
Not the total one,
say, like,
but yeah, the final.
Unlike the goalie discussion, I feel like maybe we're a goalie heavy cast, so it's like easy to talk about. But
why would you think that?
Like we need to unchain these eject goalies. Like let them on the eject again. Like it's a bit unfortunate to see.
Eject players. This is why we have Sheb in NA.
I guess it like the issue is it wouldn't work if you're playing the attrition game. Like eject doesn't make sense in that
That's
context.
what I'm a bit curious about as well with Shep, by the way. Was that like thought up during the time where everyone was on eject goalies? Because at this point, I feel like I'm looking at like NASL playoffs, and it's essentially Sheb. Like, if I wait, let me look at just looking at the last weekend. So NASL and NASA playoff finals. We can talk about NASA playoff finals a little bit later on as well. How many eject goalie picks have we even seen there?
Gumi played Amy once.
Did he? Yeah.
I
Yeah, he
think
did. He did
so.
once.
Night
Night Market. Yeah, Night Market Gumi. Breads has a unique pool, but not an eject pool. So NASL, it was only Gumi. Then NASA, we had...
Assertive was on the Amy once, at least. But that was Strike
Bloom,
Shot.
Actually,
wait, why are we...
was,
Wait, wasn't that Strike Shot?
Was Bloom was on Juno once, but I don't think that also was Strike Shot, wasn't it? I'm not sure.
I mean, Strike Shot Viceler, what can I say?
There's
Strike
someone
Shot Viceler.
there's someone in this VC. I'm not gonna say names, but there's someone in this VC who locked Strike Shot Vice in a tournament. You know,
Wow,
We don't talk about it, okay?
there's just someone
a
in
good
this
reason.
VC who did this. Oh
We
yeah,
don't
Shape.
need
Yeah,
to
you
talk
played
about
Kai as well. I remember.
yeah,
Just
True,
because
yeah,
Cake's
we
like
got- We got the Eject Kai.
the personal vendetta tournament motivation goes crazy actually. Just because Cake's hates the Jack. But yeah.
I mean, it is fair though. Like, I feel like it's hard to say because I don't keep up with NA, but like we were in the eject button trenches for like over a year and a half. I feel
like
over
just
here in EU, like essentially since like Vice released until like 4 months ago, it was just eject. It's nice to have a break in some sense.
the thing is, right? I personally think that eject is flat out a stronger playstyle, but much more difficult to execute on a team level because you need your midfielder and your goalie to have really great coordination, and you, as a goalie, you have little to no room to actually make a mistake. Because the idea behind it is pretty simple. What's better than 2 forwards, 3 forwards? You just have an Amy up there as well with an eject button for like a few seconds, or whatever other pick can make use of eject button. But the defensive end then gets a lot more difficult, and that's why I feel like in a lot of comfortability comes from people picking up defensive goalies, because as a defensive goalie, you don't really aim to assist up front, so you can just fully focus on just holding it down in the back, which then is going to be more consistent and more reliant in that way. But I feel like if we're looking at pure optimal play, I do think eject still is really strong. It's just difficult to get to that point.
I feel like there's like multiple factors as well that could like contribute to like defensive goalies being favored more than just like whatever seems to be the strongest. It's like forwards, of course, keep getting better and better, which makes like eject goalies harder and harder to play, because you have even less of a margin of error, because the opposition just is better at taking advantage of your mistakes. And also, I don't know how much like of a factor this would be, but I could imagine it being like a thing in NA, depending on how that ecosystem is played out, because I don't have the intel once again. But I remember back in this was probably like season 2 or 3 or whatever, we were essentially looking at NASL. All right, there's all the ejects, and then NASA. All right, there's everyone's playing a defense goal. Everyone's playing melee. And like, if you have some rotation in players and talent, like if you have some of the NASA people eventually getting up into NASL, then you get like an influx of players who are more used to playing those that's more comfortable. I'm not sure how many people have like promoted up. Like I could see that being like a contributing factor as well.
Yeah, could be. Again, I wouldn't really know if that is what is taking place or not, because again, like, player history, as much as I love the scene, it's not really sustainable for me to keep up with player history or anything like that, because most of your events are past my bedtime. Tasman, I need to go to sleep, otherwise I'm not a functioning human being the following day. So, yeah.
Okay, goes wild.
But, I mean, we touched on it a little bit before. I feel like we can go a little bit more in depth about NASA as well, right? Because that has happened this Sunday. And specifically, I want to take advantage of the fact that we have you here, Otta, because there was a little bit of Rune goalie gameplay in Grands. PP Legends, for people that don't know, did take the title in the end in a very convincing manner. Winners final was a little bit more even between PP Legends and PLX, but Grands I feel like was just pretty one-sided at that point. And there was an Oni Village game, which you don't see often in NA, and then there was a Rune goalie on that Oni Village game as well. And coincidentally, Otta kind of likes Rune goalie, if you didn't know.
Yeah, I think that looked really rough. You had like a situation, like a very rough draft situation when you have someone like Bloom that can actually play the Rune goalie. Where it's Oni Village with rapid fire starter, where Rune is. I think Rune goalie with primetime rapid fire or hotshot on that map is disgusting, more or less. Like, it's really strong if you know what you're doing. But like, PLX opted to ban the Atlas, which I also get, because like if you just give them the Atlas on the first pick, it's so rough to play as well. But I don't know enough about the PLX roster to like say for certain, but it seemed like they maybe don't have the players to like confidently pick away that Rune in draft. Then you get the Rune over and it's rapid fire. It becomes very rough to play. Interestingly, I will say, like, Bloom opting for the strike shot over momentum boots, which I kind of like on instinct disagree with. I will say I have not messed around enough with strike shot to really know if it's actually the better option. But it could be good. I feel like I would lean towards momentum boots, though. I feel like there was a couple times in the game where you kind of saw it would have been nice to have momentum boots, because it really limits how far up you can push with your secondary. And like, you can just end up in a position where you can't use your secondary anymore because you don't have the speed to get back. But yeah, no, the Rune looked really, really strong that game. What awakenings did they actually end up with towards the end?
I can check. They did have pretty good ones, because I know
they got Timeless Draft 2. That's so disgusting.
Yeah, the thing is as well, like Draft 3, they almost got primetime. It's just because PLX ended up winning that set that they were able to pick it away. I don't want to imagine a world where we had a primetime on that Rune as well. Would have been a bit rough to play into. And I mean, I feel like it's also very much a matchup thing there, because the drafts that PPL did there was inherently pretty smart, because PLX had a hard time really predicting where the Rune was going, even though Bloom can play it. Obviously, Alex just played it the series before as well. And I think Alex had a really good showing on it on the Nine-Market game as well. So PPL, first picking the Rune, are just able to flex it. So they can wait out what PLX picks for their own 1-2. And I don't know what it was. I
don't think they
Kaya
first picked it
Stell.
in this series, but
They first picked it on the own game, I think, no? Or am I misremembering?
No, they did not. I'm pretty sure. I think
Okay.
they first picked Rasmus.
Oh, they first picked Rasmus. Never mind. Okay. Yeah, okay, never mind then. I was casting that series. How? Okay, you know what? We're not gonna question my memory. Yeah, it was Erasmus first pick, Kaya Stell 1-2, and then Octavia Rune. It's also just quite a character combination to see being picked next to each other, by the way. But it ended up working out just fine.
I feel like it's pretty unfortunate that you can't like deny the Rune going over here. Like, it makes it rough to play. Maybe it's just an issue of like, because it's not as present in NA from what I understand compared to EU. Like, EU's been like Rune central for the entirety of our ESL season. So maybe it's just like more people are more aware of it here. I I do feel it's unfortunate though to not be able to pick it away. But it is like a character that requires some. Although players are really good at this point, but still, like, you can't just pick rune and do well on it. You need to have like some practice on the character.
Yeah. I mean, you saw Bloom was definitely incredibly comfortable on it because the way he was using the pillars as well on an offensive way, because most of the players, I feel like when they would start picking up the rune, would start placing the pillars exclusively on your own barriers, right? Just holding it down in the back. So Bloom was actively using the pillars to even shut down an attack in midfield already, which is just so suffocating to deal with. Again, considering the fact that he did have a timeless as well on top of it. So I'm not even I'm curious. I don't know if that interacts, but the range that rune can place his pillars on, is there anything that scales with that? Like if he gets okay.
There is no range scaling. Okay. He just has a lot of range.
He just has a lot of base. Okay, that's fine enough.
Yeah. Like that's how you should play the rune though, I think, especially when you have rapid fire. Like if you have rapid fire prime time or hotshot on Oni Village, constantly using your primary on offense is so strong that, like, if you're using it defensively when you have those awakenings, I think you're kind of throwing the game. But Bloom obviously knows what they're doing with this character, and they piloted it really well. But yeah, it is very, very suffocating because, like, the rune can just keep the core up so much more than they should be able to.
I do, looking back at like the playoffs on NASL overall, I do kind of like that PLX tried to go with a different approach for Grands as well, right? Because they completely changed up their game plan to some degree. Because if you're looking at winners finals, right, the maps that you played were Night Market, Atlab, and Clarion. For all three of those games, PLX exclusively banned Rune. They said that character is not something we can deal with. They got rid of it. They did not want to give PPL that power pick. And it went kind of alright for them, but in the end they still lost 2-1, right? They were able to take the win on Night Market, but on Atlab and Clarion they ended up losing. So for Grants, they then had a different approach because PLX was actually the one that ended up picking Oni Village. And again, I mentioned it earlier, Oni Village is not really played in NA quite often. So it's already like different territory. And then their bans also changed away from the Rune onto an Amy and an Atlas. So they were trying to find something else. Even in their team comps, you were able to see it, right? Because even on the map that is more standardized, which was the Night Market, they saw the Deadeye start and they said, you know what? We're just going to try to take him out. Because they played Finny Luna with a Deadeye start. They had a Now as well, because obviously you do. Like, Now is a slightly strong character right now, but they just wanted to get that damage output out and get those KOs. And even though it really didn't work in the end, I at least liked the approach change, right? To realize, okay, cool, what we tried to do in Winners Finals just didn't work out. We need to find something else. And there's also a little bit of courage behind something like that. Because you're going into Grands, you're coming from loser side, which means you don't really have a lot of room to make any mistakes.
Yeah, I will also say, like, or saying, like, Reds is, like, the one who's playing their thing. Bloom is also doing that. Bloom is just, there's no defensive goalie to be seen for them in the entirety of for both series. They were just on the keep the core up characters, Estelle, Juno, Rune, Kai. So that's interesting to see that some people don't choose to not adapt to the meta, and like in this case or not adapt. That's wrong to say. They don't just do what everyone else does. They like have their own way of doing things, and like that can work out in your favor a lot of the time.
Yeah, that was NASL was very refreshing in that regard as well. Obviously, the Now Asher primary was always there, but we didn't really see as much of Mako. And Grands, looking at it, you are correct. There was like not a single hold it down goalie here. It was Kai versus Finny, and it was Rune versus Kai. So
Truly peak performance.
real.
Truly.
Also an awakening with high priority over the entirety of every single series, because speed is king and survivability is king. Also, just really quick, going to the question in chat, TMCT Showtime, hey, would be cool. I think we'd likely lose. As much as I want to be confident, I don't see it. Because
I think so too.
Because as an overall like region comparison, EU still like it's at this point I don't think it's controversial to say that EU is behind NA. We have some good teams. I feel like if I were to look at the teams that we had in EUSL, I'd say we would have a few teams that will play on a NASL level. But I don't think we have one team that would compete for wins, like season wins. So as much as I would like to be at that point, obviously, but I think over time it's just kind of the lack of a consistent competitive league has, I think, damaged the skill evolution a little bit. Together with the fact that we just have people that are moving on from the game as well, pretty often.
I move to NA, then you get a better experience at playing this game.
You know, if it was as easy as just like moving to NA for like 3 or 4 months, hey, I'd be so down. Sadly, there's this thing called life that makes it a bit more difficult. But hey, never say never. Listen, we just all gotta start playing the lottery, and then if someone wins, we can just sponsor one team to play like an NA season somewhere, and then we can get the true like the true comparison going.
Yeah, we can prove that we might be a bunch of decent players, but we have no clue how to play together.
I feel like we do have some teams that synergize well together. I'd like to believe that at least
we
on
do,
TMCT
but I feel like
that's
that's where the gap is biggest, is like people playing well together, and like team play is like the bigger gap than like individual mechanical skill. It's like we're behind on the macro, but we're pretty decent on the micro.
You know what helped with having building team synergy, you know?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know. What will help with that?
One more scrims.
No.
Staying
together for longer than a season.
It's not having teams disband after every tournament.
EU's very prone to swap around teams when it doesn't work immediately, which I think is kind of sad. But again, people are gonna do what they want to do. There's not much you can do about that.
So real.
Yeah. Also, they just have like the ecosystem for talent development. Like, if you compare it, like we don't stand a chance at that part.
If you're looking at it like as a whole picture, you have OSAS, then you could go into ISS now as well, and even when you're through that, I mean, if you've made it past ISS, I think you're Omega Pro League at that point already, right?
Basically.
Then you're starting to play in a tier 3 league already, which again is more in Nasty, which is just continuing to develop even more. On top of that, I think a lot of top players from NASL are also involved in the lower leagues with like coaching and stuff like that. So it's an absolutely incredible environment, and we're trying to get something going in EU, right? We have the trials now, the first entry point, but we're far away from having anything close to what NA has as it stands right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know a lot of people that are in between the gap between CCT and EOSL. I mean, I know a lot of people who like participated in the EU qualifiers, and I mean, they kind of got gapped, but then most of them are like Challenger Plus, so it's like kind of cooked for them as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I just wish we would just wake up tomorrow and live in a world where ping wasn't a factor. just have an international league. Just send it. That would be crazy.
Cool.
Because that's also the thing. I'm not even opposed to playing on ping personally, even though I have a rather high amount of ping. But it's so difficult, right? Because obviously NA has to have the rule sets for server choice, because you're already having ping disputes within your country between East and West servers, right? So for us, if you're Europeans trying to be a little bit funny, be like, hey, look, I feel like playing Sheb. I'll sign up for Sheb. We can do that, but as soon as we have a singular West player on the enemy side, we know we're losing the match because we're gonna be playing on Central, and then we're gonna be playing on close to, like what, 180, 200 ping for a majority of us.
Yeah.
There's very few select people in the UK that do get like a 90 ping on East servers, which is playable. But again, that's if you get East servers. But again, that's not really anyone to blame. That's just how the world works, sadly. Wish it would be different, but hey, surely one day we'll figure out this ping issue, and it's just never gonna happen anymore.
Yeah. Oh no. What the heck? What am I looking at? Brr.
But yeah.
Yeah, I want to like comment on what Gio is saying in chat as well. Like team synergy being like a pillar of the success of TMCT, and I like very much agree with that. Like you just have Sloth holding it down, and then you have like Gio and Cookies playing together so long. It feels so oppressive to play against them because they just play very well together. I think that was like the fact that there's so much built-up synergy there was like a big part of the success for them. I feel like the same was the case for Fierce Fury as well in season 1, where Fang and Sar had just practiced so much together that they had like very good synergy compared to most other teams. So like, and additionally also like some of the best players, right? At least at that time. So that combination is just really hard to deal with. So we would probably benefit if people stuck together a bit more.
I mean, it doesn't even have to be. It doesn't even have to be full teams. I feel like, because the thing I think that's damaging really team synergy most for us so far is the fact that as soon as the team disbands, it's usually a 3-way split. It's rarely like 2 people that will still continue playing with each other and finding a third for it. So those synergies are just continuously being broken again. And we do have a few people, right, that kind of always find themselves on the same teams again. If I'm able to use you as an example, Otta, I think you happen to be with Hyde on the team quite a decent amount of times in tournaments. But it's always kind of interrupted by phases of like, we're looking for something else. And those are phases where you could be improving on that synergy, right? But it's not really being worked on in that regard.
Yeah, so, for sure.
Also, I think a great example is actually looking at a team like Windows. Like, obviously, I'm not sure if Windows is going to stay with that name, but just generally, like, the group of players of, like, Grim, Wood, Brack, they just continuously always have played together and continue to play together, and they're getting decent results in the weeklies as it stands right now together as well. Simply just because they continued playing with each other. I wouldn't say any of them are, like, insanely on a micro individual level, but they're just playing together well. And it's just starting to work out in that regard.
I lost the plot of it, sorry.
That's fine. It's
I
chill.
accidentally clicked the casting buttons. I hope I didn't put something on someone's TV somewhere in the building.
Suddenly someone just comes running up into your room. Who put up always on
they
my
wouldn't
TV?
know where I am, you know?
I see.
Suddenly they're just listening to Inky's app song.
Listen, little mischievous here. Just getting some extra advertisement out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great strategy. Well, maybe we get one more OS player in EU.
Hey, that's
Early.
We're taking everything we can.
Yeah.
I'm also Kirigan. How is it on the NA side of things? Because I'm thinking, right, where we have a season 3 in USL, and from season 1 to season 2, there were 2 teams that stayed together. The remaining 6 all kind of split up and put themselves together anew. How is it on the NA side? I don't think you guys break up in that regard. Like maybe there's like 1 or 2 teams every NASL season that do that, right? Or is there something I'm not seeing or knowing there as well?
I think it depends. I mean, first 6 in NASL I think stay, and then bottom 4 relegate into either they requalify or they get relegated or they just disband in general. I mean,
I haven't heard of a team that. Well, I think only one team like last season couldn't make it to NASA, decided to disband, so we had the LCQ for that one. But like in general, I don't think. I mean, some teams do disband, yeah, but like at the same time, it's like we keep the same teams usually most of the time. Like if whoever you've been playing with, you usually just keep playing with because you guys know that you guys are pretty good at the video game, and then you just keep playing until you get better. It's not like the same where you try to mix and swap with different players because you know everyone's roster. I mean, everyone at like tier 1 to tier 3 know who they're playing against and what they can possibly bring to the table. But like I feel like it's a lot much of a different sense compared to like, I mean, like it's like kind of like picking out of like a bowl. Like if you have like less things to pick out of the bowl, it's kind of easy to like know what you want. But then if you're picking not out of a bowl, then like if you're picking with like more people in it, then it's a lot it's a lot more difficult to like find synergy within it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do also think like you again have the advantage where you've had like a bigger ecosystem for a longer time, where you have the top league and like okay, if the bottom 4 teams like partially or fully disband and try looking for new players, then you have the opportunity for the lower league in NASA to qualify up, where they've been playing as a team probably for at least one NASA season, right? So you even then, when you have teams break up, there's the possibility of like teams who have played together for an extended time to take that spot. So you kind of don't really have. Yeah, I guess it's like it would probably be harder in NA as well to like do the thing we do here, where it's like, okay, this week I'm playing with this team, and next week I'm playing with some completely different people. Like it's not as viable of a thing.
Yeah.
To do.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I'm actually now curious as well, right? Because you did mention like the promotion of teams from the lower ends. If something at the top is gonna disband, that another team that has been playing together will make their way up. Do we believe this is finally going to be the season where PP Legends makes it into NASL? Because they're looking, to my knowledge, as strong as they have ever looked. They won NASA, and they've secured themselves in landing already, right? They're already at the same stage as the bottom 4 teams from NASL. So
Yeah.
they're not far away from making it. The question is, are they do you believe they're going to pull through this time? Or are you seeing a potential another season for them in NASA? Because they're confirmed to be at least in NASA for the next season.
I mean, right now, so far I know that, okay, it's like, in general with the 4 teams that didn't make it, so we have RTF, Modern Magic, Bang Bang, and Bun Bun.
Yes.
I know for a fact that I'm pretty sure people already know that Bang Bang will be coming back for season 6, I think. Unsure about that one. Modern Magic, I think Modern Magic is like destroyed, I think. I'm unsure whether or not. Well, I asked Carmine about it. Like, I asked Carmine out of the blue if he was going to return with Zack Smack and Pensando. He said he didn't know. So I'm like, oh, well, that's not good. So you might not even see Modern Magic. Next thing is that Bun Bun went 0-10. I mean, there's also lore behind it. Like 9th and 10th qualify. Like 9th and 10th place have not been able to make it back to NASL. Like I think that's an Achi thing you could probably ask her, but it's another thing that I'm like a little bit worried about. So probably I think they can if they played good enough. Because I think RTF is gonna come back. If Modern Magic end up coming back, then they probably will come back. But Bang Bang is gone, I'm like pretty sure. So that entire group is dead. I'm unsure. I mean, I've also like looked at Westcourt for a little bit, and I know some teams, as in the GOAT Slob City. Well, I think it's a rumor, but I'm not sure. Shape50 can probably say yes or no. Is Slob City coming back? I mean, it'd be hilarious if they did. I want them to come back. Slob City is like the greatest.
I mean, even looking at those teams, right? The landing stage is going to have, let me count, 8 more teams. So that are like, assuming all the NASL and NASA teams are going to play in it, 8 more teams to join as well that are going to contest those top 4 spots. So there's even room for maybe again another like another team like Bang Bang, I think, for qualification for season 4, right? Because I think Bang Bang went through the entire qualification process. Correct me if I'm wrong. Looking that up right now, so
right.
it's also possible that something like that will make its way through, which could again make for some interesting matchups. I'm just excited. I just like Omega Strikers. It's always great. And I would like to see PP Legends in NASL, but they still need to win their games to get there first.
That freaking reminds me. I need to like. I need to put in my. Okay, well the thing is, I've been scouring Westcord with the with like looking at like Tinder and stuff with the all the LF teams. Dude, there's so many people leaving. I'm so sad. What the heck? Like, I scroll through like 5 seconds. The first thing I see is Scyther and Lily might be retiring. I might cry. This is not a good day. I haven't looked at this in a while, so I'm kind of sad, but it's okay. I think maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, that would be something to be sad about.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Taco is leaving. Well, is that Taco? I think it is.
You know what that tells me? That tells me it's the season of Kurikin. Kurikin the NASL, surely.
I mean, I'm not there yet. I'm gonna be so honest. Like, I've been having such a. I mean, people in NA know. But not entirely that way. I should like Loki's looking. But like the thing is, a lot of the people in NA, specifically people that have been in the staff chatting of Bestian slot, they probably know what I've been going through. Even like in maybe Seraphim, and maybe in Westcord. Actually, no, I haven't been in Westcord yet. I haven't done the sad stuff, but in LP Thieves, in Bestian Slide, I've low-key been crashing out over ranked because I hate this game with a burning passion right now. Like, straight up, the thing is, I queued into Carbine twice today, and I was not having it because I wasn't playing as well as I thought I would be, which sucks. But continuously over and over, I've been having loss after loss. Hold on, I should like low-key screenshot this for you, so you can see what I'm going. Hold on. Yeah, you have to at least see what I'm going through. It's been really bad.
I think I coincidentally hit a sore point
solo
here.
queue crash out.
Yeah.
Okay. The thing is, I'm not trying to crash out. I'm being genuinely honest. I have not been playing good. So this is what it looks like right now. I am at a really bad loss streak. I've been like losing my shit.
That's rough.
It's been hard. It's been a bad day.
That's a rough one, yeah.
So, I mean. The thing is, I've been picking back midfield. I've been like coming back to midfield eventually, and I've played an ISS as technically off-role by a lot of people because people think I play Brawler. Fun fact, I am a flex main. I play midfield and Brawler. So, if anything, I mean, you can make an argument that my Brawler is stronger than my midfield, but people say otherwise, and I'm like, okay, well, I might as well just play both positions then. So, I'm playing an ISS as a midfield this season. Maybe we'll go back into Brawler if my current Brawler rage quits or something like that. I don't know, but if anything, I am like happy to improve. Like straight up, if I were to ask anyone for a coaching, like if anyone were to like offer a coaching session, I'd be like, hell yeah, I'd be so down to like do 10 hours on Audrey. I would not care. Like the thing is for next season is that if I ever do get into like the NAS leagues, I can only play at NASA and above. I can't play at Nasty. Because I'm managing it next season, so it's gonna really suck for me.
So like the level where that would be most achievable in a way is just barred already due to admin duties. That's unfortunate.
I mean, the problem is people said I am the thing is people said when I'm at my prime and I'm playing like as well as I should be NASA. But the thing is, it never happens. Like I don't see the vision that they have. Okay, like I am a genuine hater of myself at this moment. Because I'm like, there's no way that I'm ever gonna make it to NASA with the way my goofy eye is playing. And like, no, don't worry, you can do it. I'm like, no, I can't. I don't know what you're talking about.
I just gotta.
Like so
it's an ego thing. Just keep telling yourself, and then over time it'll happen. That's. I gaslit myself into getting better as well. It works. It is the tried and true for my.
It is a good strategy to just gaslight yourself into believing that you're good, but it can go too far as well. You need to be careful with it.
Yeah.
Like you can end up with like, okay, I'm the best, and like you forget that you have to do stuff to be the best, and then you start losing.
I mean, there are so many times that I've said on stream that I might be the greatest of all time, and proceeds to no. Actually, no, has that happened yet? No, it hasn't happened yet. But I remember one time where I was straight up playing in a ranked game when in VC with friends, and like I scored one goal. Like I was like, holy crap, I might be the greatest of Mega Striker. And then instantly the next point, we get double buried for fun because I forgot to strike. It's so cooked. It might be Jover.
OS
I think I get those kind of clips every single time I stream of myself. Where I'm just like, yo, I'm the GOAT, and then instantly I own goals.
I mean, it hasn't happened as much though. Like I've been low key trying to like keep calm and like not rage quit over like some stupid thing. Like my goalie's freeing me for no reason. Ahem. Some people, like, it's been such a tough climb, and I'm like, yeah, if I'm ever going to get out of this elo, I low key need to play better. So like I've been kind of like taking a step back from Growler and like trying to listen to like whatever people have as criticism, and I've gotten a lot of criticism, like straight up. Like the problem is, whenever I mean, one of like the biggest things that people have a problem with me is that the fact that I zone out too much, and I do like horribly sometimes. I'm like, okay, well, it sucks for me. So I've been working on it, but at the same time, whenever I'm like locked in, I get really pissed for no reason. Like straight up, I just get really mad. I'm like, what is going on? I don't even know what I'm doing anymore.
Yeah, that's a rough one. That's a rough situation to be in.
I mean, straight
up, I don't know how
you
would deal with that.
I mean, people are like, "Oh, well, you take this game too seriously." I'm like, "Yeah," because if I don't take it too seriously, then you'll yell at me. I'm like, what the hell is the point? Like, surely. I mean, it's okay. This session is not about me ranting. It's about me making NASL. It could happen.
Hey, it could happen, right? Never say never. It's time to lock in. It's time to go into the boot camp and get ready for those qualifiers, right?
On, bro, that's surreal. I hope I can make it. It's only a matter of time before I do.
Real.
Well, I'm getting slandered in chat here. What's going on?
What?
At Nero, your Kassan may be better than Atas. Nero says so real.
Yo, shapeshifting is...
Okay, shapeshifting, so real.
I love
shapeshifting.
So real.
Bro brought it back. Bro brought it back.
Shapeshifting's #1 fan. I don't know what to tell you.
I do want to point out though. I think during I will snitch a little bit. I think during the NASA playoffs, Otta at least at one point was a little bit mad that he didn't pick up the Kazan. I don't know what your pick was when he pointed that out. I don't know if you were on the Dubu then or what it was, but I remember hearing something like that.
Okay, I mean, like, I think there was a spot where I was like, Kazan could low-key be good here. I wasn't actually like, yo, why aren't you picking Kazan, you idiot? Because I don't know if you can pilot it to like the level you would need. But I mean, I can't remember the specifics either.
Honestly, I'm just already surprised.
Fini, that's true. Fini gaming, I respect that.
Yo, Fini still goes crazy. She's not like busted. I think she still holds her place. So.
Yo, shapeshifting. If I find a third player, would you play Launchpad with me, please? I'm making myself noted right now. I am currently open to having a third teammate.
The public shot has been fired. How will it be received?
They're instantly getting shot down. You're getting no players, bro. No worries. I could probably ask one.
Also, speaking of like my offhand comments on NASA gameplay, would I had more of those when Sloth wasn't there because Sloth was casting, but it wasn't actually about the gameplay. I was just criticizing Sloth's commentary on Rune.
Oh yeah, I 100%.
Like, wait, I disagree with this, bro. You're wrong on this.
Listen, I half of the time I don't play Rune, right? I'm just like trying to make it a entertaining show. All right, I'm curious now. What did I say so wrong? Because I feel like I got like a baseline right.
I can't remember. It was some small like nitpick thing. It's like this pillar is good or something. I'm like, oh, that pillar should have been different or something. It was like very minor stuff.
Like I'd love to imagine me just like trying to make like the rune gameplay accessible. You just hear me like miss saying one thing and you just a complete crash out. Like no, it can't be. I should have been there.
That's crazy.
I mean, at least you can cast. I'm not the best.
You can cast as well. It's just like turn off brain and
I
speed.
haven't cast OS really. Like I've cast League of Legends. I can cast that. Like it's slow enough to where I can just like yap about macro. But like OS, I don't know. It's very fast paced.
You can
I could probably just get it with practice.
You can easily get into it because keep in mind there's still a play-by-play and a color cast aspect to it. Now, I usually do a bit of both. I'm not great at play-by-play, but I sometimes just take it over a little bit as well because I don't want my play-by-play partner to just have to speak for like 90% of the game. But realistically, if you're paired up with someone that can do play-by-play, you could comfortably pick up a color caster role and then just speak like specifically just about game plans, because I feel like that's what I usually do. I speak on like what people should be doing and what can be done, what would be a problem, and that's something that you mainly just need. You need to know how to articulate yourself, which I sometimes don't, because I feel like I say the same sentence every once in a while again. And you need to have the game knowledge behind it, which I'm confident you have. I think you have a more fancy English than I do, so you'd probably you'd probably thrive in that actually.
Maybe, who knows? I mean, I just need to give it a try, probably.
Yeah.
But
we can see. We can look if we can get an autocast onto an ETOS event.
Maybe the issue is I play in a lot of them.
Yeah, that is the
like
main issue.
For most of the bubs, there's no stream. So.
Well, yeah, there's no stream because everyone's playing.
Yeah. I'm busy playing, bro. I can't cast. Also, there's no stream to cast on because everyone's busy playing.
I mean, we have other stuff, right? We got trials now, and we could look at maybe like some gimmick ones as well. I'm not sure what we have in the
gimmick.
pipeline right
I
now.
can do gimmick.
Well, the thing is, you might want to play gimmick again, and I don't think we have.
True.
I don't think we have any gimmick in the pipeline right now, but
Rip.
I'll have to see. Because I mean, we can see maybe trials, because that's gonna be again, like I mentioned, next Saturday. So
Yo, that would be hype.
you community come together and stream their bub runs. Hey, I'm just saying.
I do that pretty consistently. I didn't do it this time, which was a shame because I like won the tournament. But you know,
I'm just saying, shapeshifting. There was a stream of my team. Nero was streaming it, and you saw peak midfield gameplay from a goalie player and peak forward gameplay from a goalie player. Because our team was a little bit unique. Because we took Gio and put him in the net, who's a midfield player, and he took me and Nero, who are both mid goalie players, and put them in forward. And we won games. I don't know how, but we did.
He's the greatest. What can I say? If you know how to play the goalie role, you can also play the brawler role. It just looks better.
Real. Nero is an absolute beast on the Asher forward. 100% win rate on the bub, by the way. Just saying.
That's so real.
yeah, that's impressive. Like Asher, hard to pilot character, you know, like it's really impressive.
Yo, Atta. Before you say that, I need to see you on an Asher forward game and above. All right?
No, okay, but like, no,
I get where
let's
you're
not
coming
talk about
for.
it
I'm
forward.
getting where you're coming for, but Nero, me, and you, we're all in the same boat here. We're one-trick polies in the net. All right?
Oh yeah, that is true. We're all like have like tippy-toed into the other roles, but like the net, like the goal box is so comfy, bro.
It's
like,
so comfy.
I don't
It just-
even leave it when I play goalie.
It just feels so bad when I have to like move backwards on the field. Like, what do you mean there's not a wall behind me? Like, huh?
Yeah. Also, just like, where do I stand, bro? Like, the field's so big. Where's the core gonna go? I have no clue.
It's
I'm
so
always in the
real.
wrong spot. It's so hard.
It's just so real. Like, what do I do? I don't know. So yeah, like I think, yeah, shapeshifting says it as well. Barcode apparently didn't even know what Max did, so hey, he's so real for that. He's so real for that.
That is so real.
Yo, shapeshifting #1 yapper, bro. Let's go.
Real
Greatest
shapeshifting.
rapper.
You're up next, bro.
He still hasn't responded to me about my launch pad. No.
No, he did. He
No,
did
hey,
respond.
dude.
He gritty goosed on you.
He gritty goosed me. Yo. What does that mean?
I don't know, but he responded.
Shapeshifting, if I were to DM you, would you answer me legitimately? Hold on. Where is this guy?
Oh no.
Shape.
I thought we were about to see
Shape-shifting.
Heartbreak live on
Because
stream.
this is like a thing that you can give an answer on in like a split second and not
Yeah.
need to think about it.
Hey, you gotta shoot your shot, you know? You never know.
I'm shooting
I
my
think
shot
you just got. I think you
immediately.
just got shot down. I think you just
Listen,
got
listen.
shot down.
Look here, kid.
I
Look,
me cry.
it's the next logical step. Shapeshifting not available anymore. So the next logical thing is to just immediately shoot a DM to Showtime and be like, "Hey guys, I got this crazy offer for
Hey
you."
guys. Nah, bro. I'm pretty sure Xianzu hates me for no reason. Okay. Well, jokingly, he might not hate me, but like, Xianzu is Xianzu. I mean, all good. I don't because the thing is, I'm not gonna replace either Joker or Xianzu, so there's no point. But shapeshifting, hey, I'm not a goalie. It could mean something. I could low key ask Drop as well, but the thing is, Drop is probably gonna play with Jay, and then it's gonna be like Drop Jay and like one other goalie, but I don't know who the goalie is going to be.
Okay, but yeah, like, true, like, poor Nero, man. This guy, biggest Johnson fan
Yeah.
in the world.
Biggest
And
Xianzu fan.
We had like half of Discord like adding shots to like, hey, this old man, his dying wish is to play with you, and he got no response. No response at all.
No, but like let's look at it from the other way, right? Because I don't think Seanza necessarily knows a lot about EU, so bro just woke up one
Probably
day
not.
and just has like, I don't know, double-digit pings in Bestie Court, and it's just someone like people repeatedly saying that this person's dying wishes to play with you. How do you properly respond to that? Like, I don't
That
think
is
there's.
fair.
I think no response is the best thing you can do.
Maybe.
Wait, I just realized it's Brenton. Yo, exclamation mark Breds right now.
Wrong channel. We don't have it. GG.
Arr!
Well, you know, I'll get actually. I'll try to get the copy pasta off in a mod. Wait.
Exclamation mark Breds. Let's get this going. Hi Breds.
Real Bread's a big fan.
Real Bread's big fan. Yo, I just got DM'd by shapeshifting. My goat.
I aspire
hold
to
on.
play Erasmus to that degree that you can.
You get this. You get
There you
this
go.
one.
It's a pseudo command.
Well, why is this first guy obsessed with picking Rasmus goalie every 2 games? Oh, that is beautiful, bro. I remember playing against Breds in like one comp game, and it was like the most stressful game of my life because I couldn't score on him.
Alright, but shapeshifting, what you just wrote is so funny. He also got pinged and saw the name Lucas 441 and thought it was just some random silver player shooter.
Yo,
Lucas really does have like the most turbo random name. It's
I mean, yeah.
Lucas 441 is like peak like silver gold player name.
Yo,
No
I
offense.
recognized it though. Like, I just
Yo.
didn't know you were in chat.
I'ma just be real. I didn't, but I have the excuse. I'm from a different region. You're still my goat though.
Ugh.
Okay,
This
calm
guy.
down. Okay, calm down. Hey. I strike chucked your flip on ping. All right.
Yo.
Like, hey, I'm just saying.
Yo, 180 ping complete. I was like, okay, yeah. I think I just got
180. I was barely
that.
playing
I
that game.
said 180 ping. We're
I'm
drunk.
180.
Would
I'm sorry,
were
you
you
said
not
80.
180 ping?
I thought he said 80. No.
Oh no, I was like 180 ping. Wait a minute. Oh my god, I got red. Oh good. I blame Ether actually.
Fair.
I blame Ether. This guy might have like flipped in his own net and proceeded to dribble. Oh god.
Oh man.
And by the way, I hope you know I still have not won a game Kazan versus Maka. It's still set in stone.
I feel like there's a reason behind that. You know.
I think it's because I suck.
I don't know, like Mako and Kazan expert, Alta. What do you think of that matchup?
Oh,
Kazan forward into Mako goalie. I personally got
What do I
feeling
think
Mako
about-
favored, is what I'd say.
I like that matchup a lot as a Mako player. Like
Yeah.
my main experience with that matchup is against Sake, and like Kazan as a character where having a strike shot is really nice, and being able to like engage Kazan at a bit of range with secondary and primary. It's a solid matchup for Mako. I think it's not the easiest matchup for Kazan. I would
Might be
Yeah.
trolling. Oh, good. All I heard from that was I might have trolled. Smile.
Like it is my go-to pick into Sake Kazan specifically is Mako. So take from
My
that what
go-to
you
pick
will.
is usually just Atlas to mental boom enemy forward because I just throw walls at them continuously.
Well, yeah, like you could always play Atlas and it works basically the same way. So, you know.
But yeah. That is good though. I feel like we've been going on for a while. Are any like other points that you two wanna be touching on before we might start looking to wrap it up? Because yeah, Lucas wants people to pop, guys. Oh yeah,
Lucas wants to pop. Okay. Well, you should
Yo,
probably close it open.
yo, crazy
production studio.
statement. Might have to start using more privileges to get rid of that, Lucas. What the hell?
All good. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
chatting.
Yeah,
Chatting. Very chatting.
but yeah. Any closing remarks?
I will let Ata go first.
NA is pretty cool.
Real.
You don't say?
Most of NA.
Yeah.
There's like an individual that it's like. it's a little
Whoa,
bit
which
unfair to them.
individual?
So like I think they're doing a lot of like admin work. They also are pretty,
Yo!
I think they're also pretty like involved on the overseas department.
Yo!
Their profile
okay, I
picture
think
and reactive has like a white character on it. And yeah, you guessed right, Ether. No, I'm kidding.
It's
I
not
love-
either. What?
I love both
What?
of you.
Oh my god, he hates both of us. GG's. Never casting again in EU. I'm kicked off the staff team. GG's. Never coming back for EOSL Season 3. Why am I in the thread? All good. No worries.
Oh yeah. Ether joins up. Terrible timing. Awful
The fact
timing.
that he... What the fuck? Yo! Hold on, wait, yeah. Yeah, totally. Yo, surprised like jump? He just jumps into current 11 and says, yo, what's up guys, what's going on? What happened? He said what?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, NA cool. Anything you want to add to that, Kierkin?
EU cool? Question mark?
I'd say. No, I'd agree with the question mark actually.
What?
Yeah, the question mark is necessary, I think.
Yeah, it is. It is.
EU cool? Question mark? Maybe.
But yeah, I feel like with that, we're gonna wrap it up here though. Inky's so far has been a weekly. We'll see how we're gonna keep up the app zone in the coming few weeks because now basically everything that's like largely on a weekly scale has come to a halt. Right, EOSL has finished their season. NASL and NASA Nasty all wrapped it up now as well. So we'll see how it will come and go. It will still always be on Mondays. If you do want to know when we do host another Inky's App Zone, do check out the ETOS schedule. We'll usually put that in there ahead of schedule, so you will know when you do run this again. But for today, we're gonna
I
call
think
it.
next thing you know, we'll probably do like we're gonna cover ISS and OSAS.
Yeah, I think before that we're covering trials first. I feel like it's a little bit more relevant to EU as a whole.
Nah, bro. At that point, you might as well just put it under the low elo yap.
Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna wrap it up here. Thanks everyone for stopping by again today. It is much appreciated. Thanks Kirikin and Alta for joining me as well in a little bit of a yap sesh here. And with that, I wish everyone a lovely rest of your day. And if it's already evening because you're only a good start into your Tuesday as well. So hope all of you have a lovely day ahead of you. I realized I forgot to change the text on the BRB screen. I'm just gonna have to stall for like a little bit.
This guy.
All right,
Yeah,
we're-
I'm professional at this. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Clearly.
Professional production.
Yeah. All right, but
done this for many years.
with the most professional production, I'm gonna set us off this again. Thanks for everyone for being here, and hope to see you guys this Saturday for Clarion Corp Trial Finals. So be there. See ya around. Bye bye.